there, Pearl. I was just wondering if you're home right now. Did you already go out to the store for the day?
Oh, hi, Harriet. No, I was actually just about to go there right now. Did you need me to pick you up anything while I'm there?
Well, I actually just wanted to let you know that I just went out to a steakhouse for lunch with some friends. I heard that you were going to be preparing some kind of beef dish for dinner tonight, so I wanted to tell you to think of something else. Obviously, I don't want to have to eat the same kind of food twice in the same day.
Oh, I see. Okay then, I understand. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, I'm so sorry to have to change your plans at the last minute like this. I was just thinking that having to eat something so heavy again would just do my stomach no good. I hope that you understand.
Yeah, that's no problem at all. I can make something light for dinner since you're already feeling full. Maybe just some soup and a salad or something like that? I actually found a really nice soup recipe the other day.
Yes. I think something light would be best for me tonight. But not a soup and salad. That's not even a meal. It's like an appetizer.
So, nothing too heavy, but no super salads. Is there anything in particular that you would like me to make for you? I think it might be easier if you just tell me what you're in the mood for instead of having me guess as to what you might be looking for.
I was thinking that we could order sushi. Oh, or maybe that sushi that comes without the rice and is just fish? Oh, I forgot what it's called. But I think just some nice raw fish is just what my stomach needs. Actually, scratch the last bit. Do get the rice.
So, would you want me to order this for takeout so that I can pick it up after the store?
Ah, you can't be serious. You really think that I'm going to take any chances with my stomach by eating some delivery sushi? Oh, no. It's just rice and fish. Surely you can make some at home?
Okay then, I guess I can try learning how to make sushi for dinner tonight. I'm sorry for suggesting otherwise.
Oh, Pearl. It's not like I'm upset with you or anything like that. You don't need to keep apologizing to me. You're making me sound like some sort of bad mother-in-law.
No, I'm sorry. I understand what you mean about your stomach. It's just that you always seem to prefer having food delivered, so I thought that it would be the same this time. I'm glad you told me otherwise so that I know now.
Well then, I'm glad I was able to clear up any confusion you might have been having. I know that sometimes I probably come off as demanding and needy, you know. But I want you to know that I am really thankful for all the care that you show towards me. I mean, you and my son have barely even been married, and you agreed to come live with me.
But the pleasure really is all ours. I just hope that we're not getting in your way since we moved in.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. I just hope that you and my little Dean can get along well now that you're husband and wife.
Of course. I don't think you'll have to worry about that at all, Harriet.
Although, if I can just make one last little comment, I think that you don't have the best memory in the world.
I think you're probably right about that.
So maybe you should make notes of the things that I ask you, so that when you're taking care of the house during the day, you can be sure that you're not forgetting anything. I know that is a lot of new information, but you would do the same thing when starting a new job, right? Just take notes about how things work, and what order to do them in, and things like that, right?
Yes, I suppose that is something I would do if I were starting a new job somewhere.
To be honest, since I saw that you hadn't been taking notes, I was worried that you might not be taking married life all that seriously. I was wondering if you hated me for telling you to do so many things and how to do them.
I'm really sorry for any confusion, but that was never the case. You can trust me on that, Harriet. I'll buy a notepad at the store and be sure to use it from now on.
Please do that, and thank you so much for understanding where I'm coming from. In that case, I'll see you at dinner. I'm looking forward to your sushi.
I'll see you then. Get home safe.
3 months later. Pearl, did you happen to leave the house without starting the laundry machine? I know that it's your birthday and you wanted to go out and spend the day with Dean, but that doesn't mean you can just ignore all your chores, you know?
I'm not ignoring anything, Harriet. I did a load of laundry last night, actually.
So you washed the laundry last night and then used the dryer to dry them?
Yes, I moved the clothes from the washer to the dryer. Is there something wrong with that?
I thought I told you I wanted you to air dry our clothes from now on.
I know that, but that's why I didn't wash your clothes last night. I set them aside so that I could wash them and hang them up today when I get back home.
Are you kidding me? So you purposefully didn't wash my clothes but washed everyone else's?
I'm sorry, but I had plans for today that I wasn't about to put off. Dean and I are spending the night at a hotel out of town, but when I get back home tomorrow, I'll wash them right away. There really wasn't much of your clothes anyways, so I don't think that it'll take too long.
So then I suppose you think it's okay for me to just be waiting that long before I have clean clothes again? Oh, honestly, do you ever think beyond the next 5 minutes after you act?
I am sorry, Harriet. I really didn't think it would be this big of a deal for you.
I knew I never should have let my son marry such an airheaded ditz. Look, I know you said that you never went to college because your family couldn't afford it, but I think it might have been because you weren't smart enough to get in. I suppose this means that any grandchildren I get from you are going to be useless as well.
Please don't talk to me like that. I'm not a child and I know very well how to take care of myself.
You may think that you're clever, but you do know that Dean has a very smart old friend, don't you?
You wouldn't happen to be referring to Tina, would you?
Yes, that's right. She's a brilliant girl who went to an Ivy League school and is working abroad now. I hear that she's still single, though. To be honest, I thought Dean and her were dating this whole time.
You really thought that?
Yeah. In fact, ever since they were little, I always thought that the two of them would end up together. So I'm sure you can imagine my shock when he brings you home and introduces you as his girlfriend to me. And I was even more shocked when I found out that you never went to college and are working some dead-end office job. I really have no idea how you sunk your claws into my little boy, much less how you tricked him into marrying you.
Well, Harriet, I don't know what else to say except that I'm sorry I'm not the perfect wife that you want me to be for Dean. But I also want you to know that I work very hard to try and please you.
You're always apologizing and doing whatever I say, but are you actually growing as a person? I mean, how can I trust what you say when you do something like separate my laundry and then don't even clean it? Clearly, you barely ever actually listen to what I'm trying to say to you to tell you what to do. Ha! Here I thought having you two live with me would make my life easier, but instead you're just giving me more things to stress about. I knew that you weren't the brightest girl, but I had no idea that you were going to be so useless.
I'm really sorry if I've done anything to upset you, Harriet. Actually, I think that Dean wants to call you and have a chat.
Dean wants to talk to me on the phone? Well, whatever about?
Actually, he kind of saw some of these messages that we've been sending to each other.
Wait a second. What? You've been showing my son our private conversations? Oh, you really are much worse than I thought you were.
I didn't go out of my way to show him or anything, it's just that we're together and he was wondering who was spending so much time texting.
Well, I am very sorry for disturbing you on your birthday, but I just had to get that off my chest. I just felt that if I didn't warn you about how I felt, that you would never change.
I understand, Harriet. Thank you for telling me about how you feel in regards to all of this.
And you can tell Dean that I'm out running errands and don't have time to talk to him on the phone. Anyways, I hope you two have a good rest of your day. 1 week later. Pearl, I just wanted to let you know that I'll be home in an hour.
Got it. Sounds good. Thank you for letting me know.
But it really is just such a shame, don't you think?
I'm sorry? What's a shame? I don't think I quite understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm talking about my son, of course. You do know that after the two of you got back from your birthday trip, that he was just furious with me, don't you? He was saying all kinds of things about how he thought I was bullying you. And he hasn't said a word to me since doing all of that.
Oh, I see. Yes, I suppose that really is unfortunate.
But this morning, I asked him if he was still upset with me, and he said it didn't matter anymore. So clearly, my son has just run out of any love he might have had for you.
Do you really think that's why I gave you that answer?
That's right. He's not on your side any longer. He must have finally realized how ridiculous it was to accuse me of bullying you. Obviously, he saw that all I was trying to do was teach you how to be a better wife. Surely a mother-in-law is allowed to do that.
I suppose you can do whatever you feel like, really.
And that means I want you to listen to every little thing that I have to tell you. Do you understand? And if you don't do everything that I say, then you can just move out of the house.
You want me to move out of this house?
Well, of course. I mean, why would we feel the need to keep such a useless woman around if she isn't going to do what we tell her to do?
I see. And you really think that this is the best way to go about all of this?
I don't think. I know. And don't go running to Dean about any of this. He doesn't want to hear any more complaints from you at all. Personally, I want nothing more than to kick you out right now. But you're lucky I'm so kind.
You know, I was thinking of just walking away from all of this myself.
You mean you aren't going to do as I say? Do you really want to get thrown out of here that badly?
I really don't care what you do to me at all anymore. After all, I don't really see any reason why I should have to listen to you at this point.
Oh, I see what's going on here. You're just changing your strategy. You think you can just play chicken with me since my son isn't on your side anymore. I'm afraid that simple plan won't work on me. I don't have the patience to play these games with you.
I'm not playing any games at all, and if anyone is trying to force anyone to do anything, it's you.
Do you really think this is any kind of way to be treating your mother-in-law, Pearl?
As of tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the bare minimum of work around the house. And you can take care of cleaning your own room, doing your own laundry, and making your own food.
Do you really expect me to do all of those things for myself? Oh, when you get back home, I'm going to give you such a stern talking to. Don't you realize that you don't have anyone on your side anymore? I'll teach you to talk that way to your elders. A few days later. Pearl, you tell me where you are right this instant.
I actually don't really feel like doing that.
You're the wife. You can't just leave the house and not tell anyone where you've gone. Oh, and to think that you're not back home in time to make me lunch. Back in my day, women never acted like this.
Well, that sure explains a lot.
And just what is with this attitude that you've started taking with me? You don't listen to what I tell you, and I feel like I'm being completely ignored. Is this some kind of strike or something? Do you think I'm going to give in before you do?
It's nothing like that, and I really don't care at all what you do at this point.
Well, if that's the case, then get back here and take care of the house already. Just how long are you going to act like a spoiled child not doing any chores? I asked you to hang up all my clothes again yesterday, and it still hasn't been done? Why aren't you obeying me?
Oh no, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna throw me out?
I have half a mind, too. I even understand that you and Dean haven't been talking to each other that much. It's clearly just a matter of time before the two of you break up. So just save us all the trouble and leave already.
But I've already left. I packed my things and moved out.
Wait, what? You've moved out already? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I packed up my things and moved out. It's that simple.
I have no idea what nonsense you're spouting.
I mean that I did just as you said. I finished moving all of my things from the house this morning. I'd say it's been fun living with you, but it really hasn't.
So you've really left the house and don't plan on coming back at all?
That's right. Dean and I both moved out and we're going to live together away from you.
Both you and my son have moved out of the house?
That's what I just typed, yes.
But why would my son agree to go with you? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Really? You still don't get it? We're married. He's my husband. Of course he would come with me.
But I still don't understand. I thought the two of you weren't even talking these days. I thought Dean was on my side in all of this.
He stopped talking to you about this because he realized there's no use in trying to talk any sense into you.
Well, what about all the luggage? Surely you haven't moved everything out of the house, right? I still see your things here, which must mean that you've been lying this whole time.
Well, obviously moving all our stuff is going to take a few days. We moved all our stuff and have been taking it to our new place while you've been out of the house.
This can't be happening. How can you two just move out of the house without even talking to me about it first?
Maybe because you've said and done horrible things to me, all while justifying them as being for my own good? You never once stopped to think if what you were doing was right or fair or excessive. And now you're just upset and facing the consequences of your actions. Dean and I have tried being patient with you, but we're both at our limits and can't take it anymore. It's obvious that there's no use in even trying to talk about any of this anymore.
And that's why the two of you are going to leave me?
Pretty much. We can't stand living with you for another minute. So please, don't bother reaching out to us for anything ever again.
Wait a second. You mean I can't even talk to you? You're just going to cut me out of your lives entirely?
That's right.
Please, surely I didn't do anything to deserve this, right? Besides, you know that ever since my husband died, Dean is the only family that I have left. What am I supposed to do without my son?
That's something you'll have to figure out for yourself, I'm afraid. Because, quite frankly, Dean feels absolutely betrayed over the way you've been treating me.
Okay, let's just all calm down and talk about this rationally, please.
I am being very calm right now.
I really was only being so strict with you because I wanted you to become a better wife for my son. He's the only family I have. Surely you can understand that, right? I just wanted to make sure that he had someone who could be there for him the way that I was when I'm gone. Is that really so bad?
That isn't bad. What's bad is the way you were treating me and trying to achieve that. You were totally bullying me.
Oh, I wasn't doing anything like that at all.
You made me responsible for taking care of everything around the house, and you even threw away my cooking just because you didn't like it. And you poured coffee all over the floor as soon as I had finished cleaning it. You just made messes for me to clean up for no good reason at all.
But I was giving you a chance to learn how to do them even better. I mean, you said yourself that your memory is bad, so I was teaching you through repetition.
And for the record, Dean says that you over-season your food, and that's why he asked me to adjust my cooking so that it wasn't so tough to eat.
You mean that Dean thinks my cooking is bad?
That's right. But you never gave me any kind of credit for anything. Instead, you just always put me down for not going to college. But you never even went to college yourself.
But things were different back in my day.
That doesn't mean you can insult me all you like. Who do you think you are looking down at me when we're no different at all? I worked so hard to try and make things right so that you would approve of me, but you never did.
I was just helping to train you so that you would finally be good enough.
I doubt that anything I did would have ever been enough for you. But now I realize that I don't need your approval to feel good about my marriage anymore. This is just about Dean and I, and you don't have a part in this any longer. I was just wasting my time trying to impress you.
But you know that I wasn't really ever trying to be mean to you, right?
Are you still harping on that point? Is that all you have to say for yourself?
But it's true. I was just trying to give you chances to prove yourself to me.
You threatened to kick me out of my house and told me that my husband had turned against me.
Oh, that was just a test. But I really didn't think that you'd react to it all like this.
Well, then it appears that you've just made mistake after mistake. But that isn't my problem.
Well, then I'm sorry. Please, just tell me where you're going to live and I'll go apologize right now.
I don't want your apology, and I'm not telling you where I live.
I'll do all the housework. I'll do my fair share. Just please, don't do this.
No, this is what you wanted, and I'm giving it to you. It's too late to back out now. After that, Harriet continued to blow up my phone, trying to beg for my forgiveness, but Dean and I just ignored her. Apparently, Harriet got so upset that she reached out to that old friend of Dean's and tried to get her involved in a plot to steal Dan away from me. But when she reached out to Dean's old friend, she found out that she was already dating someone in the country she was living in. After that all fell apart, she went back to blowing up my phone begging for forgiveness. After being informed about what she was up to by Dean's old friend, we realized that Harriet was too far gone to be helped. We agreed that she was never going to be offering a real apology and would only continue to interfere in our lives. Finally, we decided to block her on all platforms, and thankfully haven't heard from her since. Dean and I are very happy in our new home away from Harriet and have been enjoying all the peace and quiet that we've had since moving out. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.